everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today I am making a watermelon deco mesh wreath using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame wired with 18 pipe cleaners. Yeah, I wanted to make a watermelon wreath, but the problem is watermelon is red and green, and also that's Christmas. So I did end up getting a Christmas mesh that is red metallic and like a lime tinsel. It's definitely a Christmas mesh, but I think depending on what you pair it with, you could push it a different way, which is what I'm going to try to do. And I definitely have very non-Christmas ribbons to add to it, so I think it'll be okay. I also have this mesh, which this feels like something, and I don't know what it is. But look at the transparency on this mesh. You can see right through it. Look at that. And I think it's so weird that it's like horizontal stripes. Something's wrong with it down there, but that's gonna be, all scrunched up. It feels like, it feels like something like a beach something. It's soft, but it's like, it feels like snake skin. Like it's got like a snake skin kind of texture to it. Maybe like on beach chairs, like pool chairs, like those lounger things. It feels kind of like that. But yeah, it's just I was cutting and I was like, whoa, y'all know how I am about touching stuff. All right, so I'm gonna do ruffles on ruffles. Am I? Yeah, I'm gonna do ruffles on ruffles, and I'm going to alternate red and black, and then black and red, and red and black all the way around. So let's put, this is an 18, all my pieces are cut at 18 inches. I think I have enough. If not, I think I can get one more cut out of my leftovers. I wasn't counting, I was just cutting because I was not paying attention to anything. And I did use my Dollar Tree rotary cutter, which I love and I can't find anywhere because I would like to get like 10 more of them. Okay, so this is at 18 inches. I'm just gonna fold one edge under. Up the middle, make our little bow tie, flop it in. And you can go around and put all your alternating meshes in and then come back and do another row. I'm just gonna go put the next one right on top of this and then move on. Because of the way this is like woven, these long pieces keep coming out. But that's going to be folded in, so I'm not that concerned about it. This dog. Okay. Oh, it feels really weird, but it is nice and soft. Oh, it even sounds weird. And I think making sure you have those edges tucked under with this is going to be very important because these are going to be everywhere. I can already see I'm going to be trimming those off after the wreath is done. I'm going to try to, you know what it is? It feels like a drop cloth, like one of the heavy duty drop cloths, kind of weird. It's really weird. If you see that on Craft Outlet, check it out. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to do the rest. This time the black and white's going to go on the bottom and I'm going to put the red on top. And I will meet you on the other side. Oh my god, you guys. Look at this. This is definitely one of those times you wish that the impulse sealer actually worked. And I think if I got this again, I might actually cut it with my wood burning tool, just because these, like, I can deal with like the little strands, but these are like loops. So what's going on with you guys, my loyal long version viewers? I need to go through and open these up. I'm struggling a little bit here. My mom, I showed this to my mom and she was like, it's Christmas. I was like, it's not Christmas. It's not gonna be Christmas, calm down. Yeah, she came over today because it was her only day off until Friday, I think. Friday is the day we're going off. And I was like, listen, can you come over, first of all, and give me a massage with my little massager thing because my back is killing me again. I don't even want to get into it, but I stretched really good, really long before this, so I'm feeling like I can tackle the world. Can you come massage my back? Because I can't massage my own back with the massager. And can you come do my pills? Because I only have to do Wednesday. So she came over, did my pills, did the massage. And then we went to go get something to eat. And then she left. She was only over here for like 2 hours maybe. But it was nice. I'm just super busy this week. She's working every day. I have therapy tomorrow. Not physical therapy. With my psychologist tomorrow. I'm going to go to Michael's beforehand. And Tuesday I have an ultrasound for my throat to find out what's going on, even though it is much better. I don't know when y'all are seeing this, but I know I've mentioned the throat in at least one other video. Actually, I know I've mentioned the throat in about 15 other videos because it has been an ongoing problem. But I'm going to get my ultrasound on Tuesday. Wednesday, I don't think I have anything to do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. No, Friday's mom. I guess I have Wednesday and Thursday off this week. And then I'll have, look at, I mean, this is a lot. I have Wednesday and Thursday off. Unless, of course, you know, something terrible comes back from the ultrasound and they're like, we need to get you to surgery right away. But I actually think I'm going to have a procedure, not necessarily surgery, because I feel like I have like an esophageal stricture. Because if there's one thing I know how to do, it's read everything on the internet. And that seemed very likely due to, you know, the symptoms and it only happening when I'm eating, but it has stopped. I was able to eat. What did I eat yesterday? It happened at lunch yesterday. This is Friday. It happened at lunch. Wait, is today Saturday? Today's Sunday. It happened. What day is today? It happened Saturday at lunch, and then I ate again at like 3, like, because I was trying to eat smaller meals, and it didn't happen, and I was like, okay. And then when I ate dinner, it didn't happen. I said, okay. Got up this morning, had breakfast, didn't happen, had lunch, didn't happen, so I'm like, I felt a little bit of tightness, but it wasn't even while I was eating. So yeah, see, all I have to do when I'm sick is make an appointment to see why I'm sick, and then I immediately stop being sick. That's how that works. Every time, it seems. I should have posted this on Instagram, but well, I did post it on Instagram. I just didn't post an update. Yesterday I found that pit bull outside my house, and I posted on the Nextdoor app. that, you know, I found this dog, very friendly. Please come and get it and keep it locked up. Not keep it locked up, but keep it from getting out of your house because it's a pit bull and people are dumb. And somebody responded, they were like, that's my neighbor's dog. He lets her out and then he just calls and she always comes back. But I'm at, my house is like 2300 block. She said she lives at 2900 or somewhere up in there. I don't know how far away that is. I didn't look, but I was like, hopefully, I mean, the dog was on the same street. It's not like it was somebody who was like, oh yeah, I live in across the river, and I'm like, okay, well your dog got on the ferry, and is at my house. So I am hoping that the dog has returned home. What now? Okay. Red and then black and white. Ah, I should have done it inside first. Oh. No, black and white and then red. But yeah, the Nextdoor app, I got an invite to it a couple years ago. Like, it was in my mailbox, and I was like, no, I don't want to associate with any of these people. I don't know if y'all know this about me or not, but I'm not very, it's not that I'm not friendly. I just don't, I don't want you to think that, like, just because we live next to each other means something. Like, you don't have to come and tell me stuff. I'm not going to try to borrow food from you. You don't try to borrow anything from me. And I don't want to be a friend because the minute you start aggravating me, I'm going to call the police and have you evicted. Remember when I had to do that, y'all? Was that fun for anybody? It was super fun for me. But yeah, when I got it, I was just like, this doesn't seem like it's something I'm interested in. So when I signed up yesterday, just to post, that's all I want to do is post about the dog. I'm like going through it. And there is a post from someone who, she said where she lives. She was like, you know, because it says where you're at, and it shows me these posts like way far away from where I'm at. Like, they're like, you live in this section, like you live in this parish in this city. It shows me stuff from the next parish over, which is not that far away, but it's like a completely different area, completely different area. So I'm like, why are they talking about this? But I found one from Shelba, and she's like, I don't know what to do. My neighbor shot my car with a BB gun. He punched me. He's making drugs and selling it. There's drug paraphernalia everywhere. He steals from me. And I called the police and nothing ever happens because he's a cop or he's friends with the cop. I was reading it and I was like, oh my God. And everybody's like, you need to do this. You need to do that. And I was like, girl, you need to run. So, that made me nervous. So I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Where are my scissors? And there goes the ribbon. Alright, I don't know where the scissors are, but I cleaned up yesterday, if y'all can't tell. Like, it's nice and clean, and now I don't know where my scissors are. But see, like, this is happening. Where is it? Like, right here. I don't like that. But I do like the mesh, so I guess it's worth fighting with. See, this kind of stuff. Ah, it feels so weird. It feels like a snake. Have I been up to? I haven't made a wreath in a while. I've been filming videos for Patreon. I filmed the clean with me, which I think I'm going to upload today, so y'all might have a special treat later on today. It's the 11th? What is today? Yeah, April 11th. Swept in here and now all that's mess is going on the floor. swept and I steam mopped because the floor was like disgusting. My whole house is tile, which is what I prefer because of the dog. It gets so gross. Like, and I know carpet would get a lot grosser, and with carpet, I don't think I would be able to just throw stuff on the floor and then sweep it up later. My mom wired this one, y'all. That's why these are all over the place. I have like a sore inside my nose too. I don't know where it came from. Oh, I wanted to say, Amanda Brown, she comments on here, she's on Patreon, she's my first patron. She messaged me about the wreath frames at Dollar Tree and how, you know, she's not finding them and how nobody's really able to find them. And she brought up a lot of things and I was like, let me tell you what I know. So, if you're wondering, the wreath frames, these are not discontinued. I don't know that they discontinued any of them. You know, the awareness ribbon. I know they had the cross because I just bought some. They have anchors now. They have starfish. They have the football ones. The squares. I don't know that any of them are discontinued. I think like the seasonal, like the crosses only come out at Easter. Right now, obviously they almost always have the round ones. Like that's a given. They almost always have those. My Dollar Tree has the little ones and the 18-inch ones. The 2-pack and the 18-inch ones. They don't have the 14. Well, they did have the 14-inch ones, but then I bought them all. The reason they're not in the stores is because during the past year, I don't know if y'all remember, but a lot of stuff went down. In America, us, we were not exporting as much as we were importing. We're not exporting as much as usual because not everybody was working. All the stuff that we would usually export to other countries wasn't getting made. Okay, but we keep importing because we need things here. So China sends us all this stuff in these shipping containers. You know the ones. We are supposed to take those, empty them, fill them with our exports, and send them back. China then fills them again with wreath forms and sends them back to us. Oh, man, is there a shipping container somewhere out there that's just full of wreath forms? Man. That's like Indiana Jones in the, what is that one way he finds that cup that Jesus drank Powerade out of? The Last Crusade? I don't know. So, because we have all these shipping containers that we don't have anything to export, we're not going to send it back empty. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, they're not getting sent back until they're full. So, until things even out here, which I think we're pretty much there. I know we still have all these guidelines in order, but, like, as far as, like, import and export goes, you know, things, manufacturing, stuff like that, that's mostly back to normal. So, I really do feel like within the next couple of months, we'll start seeing some of the stuff that we want. And it's not just, I mean, it's, oh, God, this mesh. It's not just Dollar Tree, it's everywhere. So she also brought up Dollar Tree Plus, which Dollar Tree Plus, if you're unaware, is a section in Dollar Tree where they sell things up to $5. It's not the wreath forms. It's not like any of the stuff that's $1 right now at Dollar Tree is still $1. I have a Dollar Tree Plus by me. The new one that opened is a Dollar Tree Plus. They just have additional things that are $5. Some of them are crap things, but they are either a higher quality, a brand name, or bigger. So like my glue gun that I use all the time that's burnt to hell, I bought a new one at Dollar Tree for $5, which is about the same price it is at Walmart. It's an ad tag, it's a brand name. They also had larger, like, wooden birdhouses, larger canvases, nicer canvases. They had marker sets and paint sets, stuff like that. But they also had their regular crafter square stuff. I have a mesh in my mouth. It's still there. It's still $1. The frames, they're still going to be $1 when and if they come back. The frames they have now are still $1, so don't worry about that. And she wanted to know about, oh my god, y'all, this mesh. Holy crap. I've never had anything like this before. She also wanted to know about the hybrid stores, the Dollar Tree Family Dollars, because they're both owned by the same company, and she thought that they were going to be selling Dollar Tree stuff at not $1. The hybrid stores are, it's a Family Dollar. You can call it whatever you want. It's a Family Dollar. It has a section, which is like one aisle of things that are $1. Things like, what is the name of their like healthcare stuff? Like Assured something, Assured RX. They'll have stuff like that. They'll have some of the snacks that Dollar Tree sells. They had, I mean, it was the same stuff you could get in Dollar Tree. It just happens to be at Dollar General. And if it was at Dollar General, I mean, not at Dollar General, at Family Dollar. If it was at Family Dollar, like if they carried it, it would still be $1. Like it's not like a bag of popcorn that they sell at Dollar Tree. If they sold that at Family Dollar, they would still charge you $1 for it because it's a dollar product no matter where you sell it at. But it just says like, I think it says Dollar Spot. It has a Dollar Tree logo on it. I only went to one, and it was way down the road, and I was scared for my life. So I walked in, and I was like, okay, this is literally a Family Dollar with one aisle of cheap stuff in it, like Dollar Tree stuff. So nobody has to worry about their frames going away. We just have to be patient. And I know it's easy for me to say that because I have 36 of them. Actually, I probably only have like 34 by now. This mesh is a nightmare. Good God. But yeah, don't worry about them trying to change their prices. They know what they're doing. They know as soon as they start selling anything for over $1 at Dollar Tree, that's it. The Dollar Plus section is, it's weird because it's like the Dollar Spot section in Family Dollar is like Family Dollar with Dollar Tree stuff, and the Dollar Plus section in Dollar Tree is like Dollar Tree with Family Dollar stuff. Like they have pet beds. They had this they had this sign. I picked it up, and my sister was like, "You can't put that in a wreath," and I was like, "I'm not putting it in a wreath. I want to make sure that this is actually $5." It was a sign that said "Thankful." I think it said "Thankful." It had to be like 4 feet wide. It was enormous, and I was just like, "Wow." Flipped it over. It was only $5, and I was like, "Wow." I was like, I wish I knew something I could do with that. But they have like basketballs and soccer balls, pillows, like little skincare sets, like a set of like 5 nail polishes. So it's not, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't like, oh my god, look, they have a Dollar Tree Plus section. I just looked at it and I was like, okay, well, there's nothing like revolutionary here. They had like larger bottles of cleaning supplies. You have got to cut this very straight. Look at this. Wow. So there's nothing like There's nothing I was like, oh my god, this is definitely something I'm going to come back here for. It's just slightly nicer stuff, slightly bigger stuff, slightly better quality stuff, I guess. But mostly it seemed to be like a size thing. Like, yeah, you can get a birdhouse for $1 on the other aisle, but on this aisle you can get a giant birdhouse. And they were pretty big. They were like bigger than the ones I sell at Walmart. Even the unfinished wood birdhouses. They had a lot of that unfinished wood stuff. But I think they had like a set of, you know, like it was like a set of acrylic tube paints. Like this, what am I supposed to do with this? Scissors are, but I really would like to have them. Alright, this is red on top. I'm not gonna worry about these right now. I'll go back and trim anything that's sticking out. He says as he pulls this off. So yeah, the Dollar Tree Plus thing is cool, but it is not Dollar Tree items at higher prices. It's different stuff. And again, the only thing I bought was a glue gun. And I only bought it because that same day I was looking at my glue gun. Well, the day before I was looking at my glue gun and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to invest in a glue gun that doesn't look like it was like, it had been through like the Chicago fire. Because mine's disgusting. Because you know, sometimes you turn on your glue gun and you turn on your melting pot and your glue gun's under your melting pot and the glue gun gets burned. Is this something? I don't know. Okay, maybe. I was like, that mesh is so cool. Why is it still in stock? I think I know. Am I still recording? My camera keeps shutting off, y'all. Oh my god. You want to talk about see me rage when I go to turn the camera off and it's already stopped recording and I'm just like screaming? Okay, so that's our outside. I'm very disappointed in this mesh. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Not that y'all didn't already know that. It looks great in the monitor. It looks great from a distance, but it is just, yeah. Okay, let's get into the middle now. How many times have I made a wreath and been like, oh, I meant to start in the middle, and I don't. And I never do. And you can't make me because you're not my real dad. You know what this would be excellent for? Just a poof. Just a poof wreath. I can't imagine if you tried to do curls with this. Oh my god, you would cut a 10-inch piece and end up with a 6-inch piece from the fray-in. And I almost did that, y'all. I was like, wait, what if we do like Because I did one the other day where I did the curls on the outside and the ruffles on the inside. And I was like, well, if I do that, I can get 2 wreaths out of these 2 rolls of mesh. Super glad I didn't do that. Go under. It's also really thick. I mean, you can see that because it's like so full coverage, but it's like I don't have a lot of pipe cleaner left. I almost had a very lazy Sunday today. I got up, I had my breakfast, and I was like, yay, my throat didn't close up. Called my mom, and I was like, hey, can you come over later? Blah, blah, blah. And I went back to sleep. Then she came over, and we did lunch, and then I went back to sleep again. Well, I took a nap. The first time I went back to sleep because I wake up way too early. And the second time I was like, hey, I'm just gonna take a nap. And when I woke up from a nap, I was like, maybe I'll just stay in bed. Maybe I'll just stay in bed and watch a movie. But I had to finish a Patreon video. I didn't have to. I wanted to finish a Patreon video. And I wanted to do this. And if I known this match was going to be like this, I definitely would have stayed in bed. Did I put this in backwards? No, that should be right on top. Okay. When the mesh is so bad, you wish you had just stayed in bed. I think if you use this as poofs, if you use this as poofs and then did something on top of it, it would work. I think it'd be great for poofs because it's such high coverage. And obviously I just didn't listen to the label that somewhere said, do not cut. I'm kind of worried that I can't find my scissors. That's why I don't clean. They're around here somewhere. At least I hope so. I feel like I'm moving really slow. Oh well. My mouth is all dry because I had to start taking my muscle relaxers again. I want to have a day where I come on here to film a video and I'm like, I don't even mention anything that's wrong with me because there's nothing wrong, or there's nothing worth mentioning that's wrong. And it's like, hey, what would I talk about? Maybe like an hour and a half of me just sitting here being like, so we're gonna put this in here. Those are the videos people want to tell me to shut up. Stop talking about things nobody cares about. If y'all don't care about my dry mouth, nobody does. Who else is gonna care about me? Because my mom's like, shut up, eat a lemon drop. That's what my mom said. She's very abusive towards me. That's one way to do it. even find where I'm at. There's so much mesh in here. Okay. That is black. No, this is red then black. This one's going to be black and then red. Okay. Seriously. Do you have any movie recommendations for y'all? I don't think I've watched anything. I watched The Conjuring 2 because it was on Netflix. And I was like, I didn't realize how lame these movies are because, you know, nobody wants to make R-rated horror movies anymore because they think they don't make any money. And I remember, I don't remember watching The Conjuring 2, but like when I was watching it, I was like, man, this movie's not good. Like, there's just like this whole thing where like they're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's like every time something happens and they're like, we're never gonna figure this out, they just throw in what's her face having a psychic vision. And I'm just like, well, that's kind of just cheap storytelling, isn't it? Like, oh, this family's haunted? How are you gonna solve it? You don't know? Oh wait, now you having a vision of exactly what to do? I just think it's kind of, lazy, I guess. And I love Vera Farmiga. Like, I loved her in Bates Motel. I loved her. I mean, I love her. But I was like, she is not good in this. What is going on here? Okay, where goes on top of this? Sorry. Red, black. This isn't just what we're doing here. We're just pulling these out now. Or pulling them out enough that I can just snip them. Red, black. I will have a piece left over for the middle. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am incredibly frustrated by this mesh. I'm kind of hungry, and that doesn't make me anxious because I'm not afraid to eat. I shouldn't be so cocky about that. So if you don't cut this extremely straight, or with a wood burning tool, you are going to be dealing with what I'm dealing with right now, and it is not fun. Yeah, what was that mesh? Oh, I remember me complaining about that Halloween mesh that I was like, oh, you can't cut this one because it frays so bad. I would cut that one up into 4-inch pieces and make it work before I use this again. And then this one will be... Why is this way over here? Mother? Is black on the bottom, red on top. It's like you have to rip it off and then leave this piece on the bottom to get it to not fray. I ordered like 15 black and white meshes. Why did I have to pick this one? But it will take some accountability that had I cut it straighter, which would have taken me 10 times longer, I'd still be cutting it. Maybe it would not be as bad. So if you want to risk it with this, you go right ahead. I don't think it's like terrible because I think once I go back and like cut off all the stray pieces, it'll be fine, but just it's a pain. Okay, my preliminary base here is done. Was I zoomed in really tight that whole time? There we go. My preliminary base here is done. Let me tell y'all, if you're watching the short version, you need to go back and watch the long version and see how I struggled with this, because I know y'all not going to be able to grasp it from the fast forwarded part. This mesh, I love the way it looks. I will probably never order it again unless I need black and white pooks, because it is everywhere. I'm going to do one more in the middle, and I know I usually fast forward through this, so let me just show y'all what I do. See, I mean, like, I'm finding that if I pull it out and leave this little bit here, the edge, and then cut this part off, it stops it from unraveling. But like, see this just looks messy. All right, so I'm going to take 2 pipe cleaners. I'm going to cut one of them in half. Attach it to the long one. I saw David from Deco Exchange. He's got 18-inch pipe cleaners, and I was like, I'm jealous. But also, I am sure that I'm not willing to pay whatever the price is for. This is easier than paying extra. You know, tying 1.5 of them together. This is going to go from literally any bar you want to another bar. And I like to get it like under here, under the bar, and then come up over the top so it doesn't slip around. Just twist it pretty tight, get it on there a couple times. And this is the back of the wreath, obviously. That wasn't clear. And then I'm going to come over, go under the bar again. Can you guys see right there? Under the bar, up, tight. Just wrap it. And this is going to give us a little crossbar. And then I'm going to flip it over and look. And these, this is all evenly distributed, but you got to look and see what looks more prominent. And the black and white does look more prominent to me from the way I'm looking at it right now. So I'm going to put the black and white on the bottom and then put the red on top. So go right there. We've got our other half a pipe cleaner here. Look, see, let me show you. Like if I take this and pull it off, throw that away, and just leave this little area right here where it's still bound. That makes it a little better, but I don't want to do that for every piece. What did I say I was going to do the black and white on the bottom? I got to do this one second if I'm doing the black and white on the bottom. Alright, so just like we did, fold the edge under, ruffle it up, fold this edge under, and then we're going to take our pipe cleaner, get this in here and give it a twist. Then take our black and white, roll it under, stick it in here. Oh, I might need a full pipe cleaner for this because the mesh is so thick. Maybe. Alright, so now we have a poof that we're just going to attach in the middle right here. And I think I can get it. Barely. And that's like a 1/4 inch of pipe cleaner to work with, but I think I can get it. Yeah, there we go. That fills in the center, which will support a sign, a bow, 3 bows, whatever. Okay, I'm going to take a break, and when I come back I'm going to have my ribbons cut, and we can work on tails, and we can work on bows, and all that good stuff. Oh, let me do the ouch test. Okay. And I'm also going to, while I'm going, probably try to do something with this. Like, I can't tell if cutting it is making it better or worse. I will be back. Let's make a bow. That was me getting pumped up. I've already made 2 of these because, you know, I don't want to sit here all day making bows. Like, that's not fun for me. Is anybody like, oh gee, I get to make bows all day? But I knew I wanted 3 bows, so I just went ahead and made 2. So we have, this is, what is this called? I don't know if it says it on, oh, it's called like Aspid Leaf. I just thought it kind of looked like the watermelon rind. I have a buffalo check with watermelons on it. I have a red and white Swiss dot. I have a green stripe with watermelons, and I have a buffalo check because this has a buffalo check. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this whole bow. I know I usually skip this in the short versions, but this one went pretty quick. So 7-inch tail. Did I do 8? I did 8-inch tail. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna end up cutting them all short anyway. 8-inch tail. This is the Michaels ribbon that I hate, but it's gonna be in the back. So 7-inch loop, 8-inch tail. Turn it. This is not a great back of the bow ribbon because it is so flimsy, but I just wanted to, I'm not trying to get it to support anything else, so I'm okay with that. And what was after that? I have to keep looking over here because I can't remember, and I just made 2 of them. Okay, now it's this one. Same deal. 8 inches, but we're gonna do 6.5-inch loops. This is just a, what is this one called? Terry bow? Alright, I have 2 layers on there, so what I'm going to do is pull 1 tail down, 1 loop down, push 1 loop up, push 1 tail up. Then over here, this loop goes up, this tail goes up, this loop goes down, this tail goes down. So it's in the X pattern. Could I have any more stuff blocking the view? It's in the X pattern, and I can see my marks again. So what's after that? The micro dot, and then the other watermelon, and then the aspen leaf. I don't know that I'm going to have enough of this, but I think I will. So I'm going to go down to like 7 inches for this. I just bring the tails in a little bit each time because they always get cut off anyway. And this loop is 6 inches. Cut. Now here's our loop. So there's our tail, loop, here's our tail. So here's our loop, here's our tail. We're alternating every time. Alright, and now this one is about 7 inches again. And this one goes to 5.5. I just kind of stick my pinky out there. I am much less particular about them being perfectly, you know, measured to the dot. As long as it is shorter than the row before it, I'm fine. And then this last one, let me just reiterate again. Tail, so loop, loop, so tail. And then opposite over here, tail goes up, loop comes down. And doing this beforehand makes it easier once we tighten it with the pipe cleaner to fluff it up. This one has like a 6-inch loop, 6-inch tail, and then I did 4 inches for just 1 center loop, which is going to go in and come right back out. Pipe cleaner. Make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. These around, make sure everything is laying straight, and I'm putting a lot of pressure downward right here. Cleaner. If you need more than this, if you feel like you need more, you can attach them together. That's fine. I'm good with this. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit. Okay, my fingers are on my thumb is right here. My gold thumb. My thumb's right here. My fingers are on either side of this stack. And I am squeezing the life out of it. Okay. See those 2 holes right there? Kinda. Over here. Over here. Pull this as tight as you can. Push this up as hard as you can. Take your bow making nail. If you don't have a bow making nail, I don't know what to tell you. but you'll be fine with that one. I put mine right here and twist. If you have natural nails, do not do this. You will most likely break your beautiful natural nail. I have a natural nail underneath here, but I also have a very thick coat of hard gel, specifically for bow making. And see, as soon as we tighten it without even doing much to it, it's halfway there. I mean, it's more than halfway there. All we need to do is come in here, wiggle these back and forth a little bit. Somebody remind me to text my therapist when I'm done with this. Not because of bow stuff. I'm going into the office tomorrow and I want to make sure he knows I'm actually going to be there. And then there you go. It is a bow that is basically pre-fluffed. Yeah, I don't so much like this ribbon in the back because it's not doing much to support anything, but it is what it is. Okay, so I have 3 of these. Let me move all this over. If you don't have a spool holder, make one or get one. It makes bows so much easier. I never thought something so that you're like, oh, well, that doesn't really matter. It makes such a difference. I still hate this mesh, in case anybody wanted to know. I called my mom and I was like, I'm making the watermelon wreath and I hate the mesh. She's like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do about it. Alright, and now my needle fell behind the table, and I know I'm never getting it back, so, yeah. I'm gonna come through here. This is gonna be my first bow on, obviously. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through this. One's gonna go here, one's gonna go directly across from it, and then one's gonna go over here covering up half the wreath. I kind of cheat the next one in a little bit, but we want to cover half the wreath with our bow. So I'm gonna get these on here, and then I will meet you back and we will put in some tails. I just remember, y'all, that my thing fell behind the table. I saw it too, and I tried to catch it. Like it flipped up, and I was like, nah. It was like slow motion, you know, like in a movie. No, that's what it sounded like. Oh my god, this is through. I'm trying to bring the pipe cleaner around another ring, and it does not want to cooperate. While I was making these bows, completely off topic here, but it was interesting. So, I listened to a horror movie. Is it the horror movie podcast? Yeah, horror movie podcast. It's 3 guys. They they review horror movies, old movies, new movies. They usually have a theme. Like the one I'm listening to now is about like evil babies. And they're talking, you can't say evil babies without mentioning Rosemary's Baby. And they say they don't want to review any Roman Polanski films because of, obviously. If you don't know who Roman Polanski is, if you're a youngin' and you don't know that, hit that up on Wikipedia, and then you'll know why. But they're also making an argument that can you remove the artist from the work and still appreciate the work even if you don't want to support the artist? Like, it reminds me of when Roseanne got canceled. Or The Cosby Show. The Cosby Show, Roseanne canceled them, took them off the air almost immediately after this controversy. when you did that, you took money out of everybody else's pocket that worked on that show. It's not like Roseanne was a show about her just sitting there, and she was working the cameras, and she was running the food services, and she was editing, and she was doing this, and she was doing that. Like, there was hundreds of people who work on a television show, and hundreds of people who work on a movie. So, like, when that happened, I was just like, well, you know, she deserves, something needs to happen, but why are we punishing everybody else who did nothing wrong? So they're saying that they don't want to review Roman Polanski movies because of what he did. Like, they'll mention them when it's appropriate, like about evil babies, but they don't want to devote like a whole feature review, like, you know, discuss one of his movies in depth, just because of what he did. Not just because of what he did, but because of what he did. That makes it sound like, oh, he just did a little thing. He didn't just do a little thing. And then they're talking about Victor, is it Salva or Silva? He did the Creepers, Jeepers movies. He's still doing them. He went to jail for a similar thing, but they are saying that they will never review one of his movies because of what he did. And, but like, I view that as totally different, because I don't think you can compare a movie like Creepers, Jeepers, which it's a fun creature feature. Rosemary's Baby and Chinatown and like Roman Polanski movies. Those are really good movies. It's the same thing with like Woody Allen. Like, he made good movies. He's a bad person, but he made good movies. So how do you reconcile like not wanting to give money to somebody you don't support because they've done something terrible, but they've also made in the past, like, I can say, like, okay, if Roman Polanski comes out with another movie, like, yeah, don't go see that. But how does the rest of that body of work, how is that affected if, something happens now, And they were saying, like, well, how far do we take this? Do we stop watching all the movies that Harvey Weinstein produced? Or, who else did they say? Oh, and like when does it become like when do you see that somebody like has done their either done their time or hold on, y'all, I'm very focused right now. Has done their time. Come on. Okay, I got it. Done their time either in jail or made amends or did something to make up for what they did. And then we're talking about Kevin Spacey and like, in 10 years, it feels like it's been 10 years since the whole Kevin Spacey thing. But like, if he comes out with a movie, if somebody gives him a chance in a movie and it, do you support that? It was just interesting because I was like, I don't know. Like, I would never see a movie just because Kevin's like, it wouldn't be like, oh, Kevin Spacey's in a movie, I gotta go see that. Where there are actors who is like, well, Angelina Jolie's in a movie, I'm gonna see it regardless. Yeah, it was an interesting conversation they were having. But I think they were saying that Roman Polanski did what he did. And I don't know the whole, like, I don't know what happened afterwards. Like, I don't know that he ever, I know he fled the country and never came back, but has he made amends for it? Has he learned? Has he, accepted that what he did was wrong? Because it certainly seems like Victor Salva, who was well, I guess it was accused, but he also, he did it. So, it was someone in one of his movies. And when he got out of jail and started making movies again, he was still working with young males. So it's like, has he not learned because he's still kind of making the same movies? I don't know. I was like, this, like, I don't think about stuff like this because I know that I watched the new Jeepers Creepers. I watched one of his other movies, and like, I knew that he had gone to jail, but I don't just because he made the movie, I don't view that like. I watched Jeepers Creepers because I had seen the first. I was like, I want to see where this is going, and I watched another one of his movies because Rose McGowan was in it, and I like Rose McGowan. Which is weird that she was in one of his movies because she's the one who started the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, but whatever. It was just very interesting to me. Hey, this looks nice. Okay. So all my bows are in, and they look fantastic, if I do say so myself. My mom told me she didn't like this ribbon, or that ribbon, or this ribbon, or that ribbon, and I was like, there's a reason you're not an internationally celebrated wreather, Mom. You're not a wreathologist. Alright, so my tails are the aspid leaf. I think I have 8 of each. The aspid leaf. Let me bend these in half right now just to make it a little easier on myself. Aspid leaf, which is going to go with the red and white gingham, which I did not put in the bow for some reason. I usually try to make sure that the like, this is not in the wreath, the buffalo check's not in the wreath. I mean, in the tails, but I usually try to make sure that my tails are in the bow. Okay, so these are going to go together. No, that's wrong. I got the aspid leaf, the gingham, the green strawberry, the green watermelon, and then the buffalo check watermelon, which I think... Oh, how am I going to do this? Because there's 2 greens and there's 2 watermelons. I can't put the 2 watermelons together. So you have to go with this, but then that puts the 2 greens together. Why did I do this? Can I put these 2 together? Yeah, okay. I think I'd rather have the 2 greens together, honestly. I don't know. I'm gonna put these with that. Okay, so I'm gonna go through, and I have 16 of these because some of those are just gonna get covered up. I don't know what to do, y'all. These look good together. These look good together. But then this... Okay, this works. I'll do the green and the green. Because this one's behind, this one is in the back, this one will be in the front. Alright, so 12-inch tails. I didn't do 14 this time because I knew the bows were going to be a lot. 12-inch tails, dovetailed, fold them in half, pinch them in the middle, nice and tight, turn them into a little bird, and then put them in here. Give them a couple of twists, and I am not adding anything else to this, even though I did find Deco tubing, and I was like, no. I hate putting that in Wreath. Like, I like it, I like the way it looks, but I just hate dealing with it. And then spread them out like that. Turn it and find the next one. This is going to be an adventure here, trying to find all these things. Also have to reorganize these now. Okay, green on green. Fold it in half. Pleat it and pinch it. Turn it into a bird. See how it's a bird? Get it in there. I should have cut, I should have used this one instead of the green, maybe. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be fun. Twist it, snip that, and see I went 2 and 2.5, 1.5, 2.5, 1.5, and now 2.5, 1.5, 2.5, 1.5. I kind of wish I had got these at 14 now, but they're good. I don't want it to be like super ribbony. He says about this over here. It does kind of look like Christmas though in the monitor because you can't really see. I mean, the monitor's 3 inches wide, so it's not like it's whatever. We'll deal with it. All right, so I'm gonna go around and do all this, and then we'll come back and add the entire reason we made this wreath is so that I could use my watermelons I made, which look really small now, but they're cute. And I'll show you how we're gonna attach those once we're done with everything. Yo, did I make the right choice with the ribbons here? I feel like I did. So yeah, it was just an interesting, it was an interesting podcast. Well, the part, I'm like, the podcast is 4 hours long because they are very talky. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't particularly care for Rosemary's Baby, and I mean, I don't think I'm missing out much by not watching other Roman Polanski movies. I guess I'm more conflicted about like Victor Silva, but at the same time, you have to distract yourself from. I mean, you have to distance the finished product and the person who had a part in it. You know. You know, if I get involved in a scandal, y'all gonna burn the wreath you bought from me? Don't do that. That would be so sad. Now, like, customers of Adam Shenevert held a mass wreath burning that destroyed the ozone layer because everything was made out of plastic when they burnt it. They were also talking about, like, you know, how does somebody come back from, you know, this kind of thing where there is this, you know, like Kevin Spacey. We know what he did. He admitted to what he did. He blamed it on whatever. Didn't really take accountability. I mean, he did, but then he didn't. So, like, if he comes back, do you watch the movie? And I'm like, well, you know, it doesn't matter to me. But then they're saying, you know, look at Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, at one point, completely ruined his career. Like, I mean, that video, or the audio, whatever it was, I think, was it just audio, or was it a video, too? That was horrible. And I realized he didn't, like, hurt anyone physically, like Roman Polanski, Victor Salva, Kevin Spacey. But I mean, that's a horrible person that says stuff like that. Like, you have to be pretty bad to like say stuff like that. But he's still making movies. I mean, maybe he's not getting cast in like a blockbuster movie, but that's what they said. They were. He said, you know, Mel Gibson. You know, they're talking about making another Lethal Weapon movie, which would be a big blockbuster movie that he would be in after everything that happened. I don't know. Mel Gibson's another one. Like, I'm just like, oh, there's a Mel Gibson movie? I don't care. this one guy was saying, like, you need to forgive people if they've made an effort, if they've done their time, but he was like not forgiving of Victor Salva just because of the content of his newer movies is the same content as his older movies. You know, very focused on, you know, teenage boys. Which was there was a teenage boy in Jeepers Creepers 3, and there were teenage boys in is that what it's called? Rosewood Lane or whatever it is? I don't know. Like, I mean, would they be okay with it if he started making movies with just about adults? Remember when you could just like watch a movie and not have to worry about like which one of the people involved with it did something horrible? Oh, there goes a bow maker. Kids today are gonna have it rough growing up because they already like as soon as something comes out about somebody, they know about it. You know, because they live their lives online. And we're like, well, at least we had all those years before there was the internet, and we didn't know that Harvey Weinstein was literally the worst person on the planet sometimes. Or all the time. I'm assuming it was all the time. This is every time I go for rooting around for a pipe cleaner, it's like discovering Atlantis or something. I'm like, oh, there it is. See it, kids? Look out the window, kids. There it is. The lost pipe cleaner. I don't think there's anybody that I really liked that like got caught up in, you know, that had these allegations come out against them. Well, I also don't really care about actors. Like, I'm not like, oh no. I was upset about the Armie Hammer thing, about whether or not he's a cannibal, but I just edited the video where I talk about that at length, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it sounds like I'm okay with, it sounds like I don't care about whether or not he's a cannibal. But if you watch that video, you're like, is he pro-cannibal? Is Adam pro-cannibal while making this America wreath? No, I'm not pro-cannibal. I'm saying that I was not shocked, because after 2020, I am shocked by so little. After you've been through, like, oh, you turn on the news and you're like, oh no, Australia's on fire. That's terrible. Oh my God, that's awful. And then, you turn on the news and they're like, today in China. And you're like, oh, that's terrible too. And then you turn on the news and today at a Black Lives Matter protest, you're like, oh God. I was like, oh my God. And then when you get to scientists discovered murder hornets today, you're just like, okay, I'm done. Whatever. I'm checking out. Call me in 2021. But they were not done. They were not done. Whoever is in charge of things were not done, because it was murder hornets. It was the virus. It was social upheaval. It was police brutality. It was all this stuff. And then there was a Viking breaking into the Capitol. And that was after 2021. Like, we're like, hey, how long can we go without something insane happening? And they were like, 6 days. That's it. 6 days. nice while it lasted. I still can't believe that happened. But I can believe that happened more than the murder hornets. Like, the murder hornets, I'm still like, I don't know. I hope somebody makes it a 2020 movie. Like, I mean, that is going to happen at some point, even if it's something crappy like the Sci-Fi Channel. It's just like, how do you make that movie while being considerate to everyone who lost someone during the year? Do y'all ever stop and just think about that? Like, oh my god, what happened? Especially now that things are becoming more normal. Like, they're still not normal. Did you hear that dog barking? Uh-oh. There was some little yappy dog barking outside. Business! Daddy's working so you can have expensive probiotic treats. Okay. Alright. Okay. This dog. He's a mess. Am I still recording? Yeah. Okay, come back. Come lay back down. Business. Whose dog is that? The neighbors have a little yappy dog, but it never barks. Wait, is that the pit bull outside? And does it have a little wimpy bark like that? Maybe. What else happened in 2020? The fires, Black Lives Matter, the virus, the murder hornets, the hurricane that left me without power for 5 days. Forgot about that. And hurricane season is like right around the corner. Oh my god. Have y'all ever been through a hurricane? Holy crap. Like, I know, like, other people, like there's weather everywhere. Did I actually do this? Like, I did this right. Look at that. Everything lined up. Like, I know, like, in, like, the north and stuff, when there's, like, all these snowstorms and they lose power. But, like, oh my god. When it's the middle of summer, like, the Zeta wasn't bad because it got really cold right afterwards because it was so late. It was like Halloween, right? It was like Halloween, or the day before, or something like that. It got cold afterwards, and it was like, it was not unbearable. Like, being without power and like not being able to do anything. That is rough on me. I mean, I can't go without doing anything when I do have power. Alright, so the outside's all done. Y'all, this wreath is cute. I mean, we got this stuff going on, which is kind of driving me crazy, but what are you gonna do about it? Right here, and we'll do the red. The red and the black. Oh! I'm almost done and dinner's ready. turn this on so I can get my watermelons in there. I got tater tot casserole. Only one Walmart sells that. It's called like a ham and cheese bake. I know I've talked about it before because I was so excited when only one Walmart sells it. So last time I went, I bought like 5 of them. And me and my mom went to Walmart one day and she was like, "Do you have rum in your freezer for me to get whatever she was getting?" And I was like, yeah. And then we got home and she's like, "Why are there so many tater tot casseroles in here?" And I was like, "Because I'm the Duggars." That's what Michelle said. She's like, "You're eating like the Duggars?" I was like, "I'm not eating like the Duggars." I said, "This is pre-made and it's delicious. And I like to eat it with a fried egg on top." And I asked so little, can't I have something for myself? I talked to her while I was making the bows and cutting the ribbon, and she was like, "We're going to take pictures in the blue bonnets." And I was like, "Why?" She said, "Because we live in Texas and that's what we do." And I was like, "Well, that seems like a lot. That doesn't seem like something I'm interested in." And she had to drive like an hour to go do it. I was like, who leaves their house at 4 o'clock in the evening? 4 o'clock in the evening, yeah, that's me. I'm an old person. I'm like, 4 o'clock in the evening? Okay. What is this? You guys. Oh, look at this. I did not even realize. There's a split right there. See it? Oh, you sneaky SOBs. Oh, I can't believe they got one past me. How did I not see that? But if I didn't see it, that means the other end of it is somewhere in the wreath. Well, you know what? Somebody buys this wreath and they find it. Tell me about it. Business, I'm not done. I'm almost done, but I'm not done. Alright, so all my bows are in here. Everything is fluffed, everything is trimmed. Let me get my embellishments in. There's a whole reason I made this wreath, and then I will be done. So, we made these embellishments on Patreon. They are Dollar Tree ingredients, except for the glitter and the paint. Well, my Dollar Tree sells paint. I don't think they sell the clear glitter though, but you can get everything you need to make these. They're nice and they are super sturdy. So I am just going to take pipe cleaners, fold them in half, and maybe I'm going to put a little hole in here. Don't go all the way through. I did that for a video I was filming for Patreon today, and I was like devastated. But the glue in my skillet is hot enough that let's see if it'll just melt a hole. Why does this one have yellow on it? I didn't even use any yellow paint with this one. I mean, that'll stay, but I think I like it better with a hole. And these are left unfinished on the back just because you're not going to see them. So if you want to learn how to make these and paint these and make them hard and make them weatherproof, you can go on Patreon. You can learn how to make these. You can learn how to make the lemons in my lemonade wreath. You can learn how to make candy corn. What else did I do? I started something else, but I haven't filmed it yet. This can go off. I've got glitter all over my fingers. I'm just gonna place these around. I really need my needle. Why couldn't it have been something big that fell behind the table? Why did it have to be my needle? I might have to move these once I find a sign. If I find a sign. And I'm not going to pull these too tight because I don't want them to pop out. This mesh. That was a terrible idea to use that mesh. Did that go through in the first try? Holy crap. It's like, yes, I did go through in the first try, but the other side, 15 tries. Okay, that wasn't so bad, I got it. Have y'all noticed that my videos on Friday get like no views? I think I see that. I think I see a tail radio that needs to be trimmed. Oh no, it's trimmed. It's just all raggedy already. I noticed that. I was like, why don't my videos on Friday like get one comment and only 100 or so views? I don't know if these should be like up or over or what. I'm gonna spray these when I go outside. Okay, there is a finished watermelon wreath. That's cute. I would like it if it had a sign, but not necessary. I mean, the whole reason I made the wreath was to put these in there, so yeah. And it doesn't have to say anything. I just thought it would be nice if I had something, you know, like a hello or welcome watermelon for sale, but maybe it doesn't need it. Maybe I won't look for one tomorrow. I'll still go to Michael's, but you know, maybe I won't look. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you want to buy this wreath, it'll be linked down below along with Etsy, where you can buy any of my other wreaths, many of which are on clearance right now. You can join us on Patreon if you want to find out how to make these and have access to other exclusive videos, behind the scenes content. What else are we doing over there? We're doing a lot of stuff. We're just hanging out. Live streams, little vlogs, shop with me, stuff like that. You can follow me on Instagram, and if you'd like, you can tip me on Venmo, because look at this, y'all. I need money. Somebody needs to tip me money so I can go buy more Powerade. Okay? And I gotta go get this dog his probiotic dog treats, and they're very expensive. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna leave you with some pictures. Bye bye.